So my talk today, my performance, it's all wrapped around, ironically, the absurd idea of believing yourself past what society considers to be normal. And the title of this particular piece is called When I Grow Up. And why I call it ironic is because I wrote it during my adult ages. So I want to take you on a journey through this particular piece, and I never really get a chance, well, I sometimes do through inserts and things of that nature, but in this particular setting, I want to give you a view, a little bit of an insight to how I got to where I got to through this poetic journey. And the whole background of this piece is basically challenging yourself from point A to point Z and seeing it all the way through. In 2014, I challenged myself to write a new poem every day. Now that sounds really awesome on December 31st, 2013 at 11:31 at night, and it sounds really burdensome probably about March 15th, 2:15 in the afternoon. So being able to see myself through that particular journey and that particular challenge changed the trajectory of my career as an artist, because I was able to see myself through the words, see myself through the poems, and actually have time stamps for things that happened throughout that time period. And I think as an artist, it was probably one of the most powerful things I've done to myself. Throughout the piece, I'm probably going to stop and let you know some things about why that happened and why I wrote that particular line. So I'm from Chicago. I'm from Inglewood. I'm used to like loud noises. So please feel free, if something like moves you, be moved. This isn't the library. I don't know what other talkers have said to you. I like energy, okay? So can we agree to that? I bounce off of you, you bounce off of me. Great. So while they was getting their party on, I was perfecting my lexicon just to take down demon Decepticons, Optimus Prime with a book and some lines, Glock quarter, nick and a dime, automatic, psychopathic, the way I live in these lines. That basically means while they was hawking for J's and standing in line, I was becoming Isaac Hayes in the back of my mind. Black Moses, people's poets, hopeless hoaxes, coaxing corpses, baking sodas of fiends' noses, venomous vultures from the home of Sosas, solid soldiers from homes that's broken. That basically means that since the days of Tekken, I was hopeless. Heads of tokens, life's a gamble. But Black Moses sent here to part the Dead Sea because Cass was floating. Keep it 300, Chrysler's coasting, and that's back to the Sosas. Now, I think that particular line, I got to stop right there. That's not like a whole lot of meaning in that, but it was just some good writing, because basically, I'm going to tell you why. In the beginning of that particular section, I go on to tell you about being from the home of Sosas, and Sosa is a nickname of Chief Keef, who was a rapper from Chicago. Then we go into that bottom of that half of that particular stanza, and we say, keep it 300, Chrysler's coasting. Now the name of his gang affiliation is 300, so we also talking about Chrysler's and continuously rolling on in life, but we're also going back to that actual affiliation in the beginning of that stanza. So it was just some good writing. I just wanted to let you know, okay? So keep it 300, Chrysler's coasting. But see, while they was bragging, I was boasting with my mouth bound. They was baffled, but see, I was boosting their immune system. They didn't realize that the vaccine was in my saliva, which basically means that while they was sipping codeine, I had my pen on lean. Eyes closed, words on the screen, permeable cell walls, osmosis, words in jeans. I kept a pocket notebook, words in jeans. Start strong, end scene. I'm healing wounds with dopamines, which means while you was resting, I was reciting. Each page engaged, each line enraged, engaged the audiences who felt amazed at such dedication to what most consider a pastime. But when I grow up, I just want to be a poet, so I could look my sons in their eyes and let them know that they can make a living, make them start living, and mark their living all with their mind. I got 2 boys at home, 2 and 8. My oldest son, we just asked him the other day, what did he want to be famous for? And he told us, I really want to be a famous engineer, a famous scientist, or a famous poet. Now, as a dad that you try to be cool in that moment. It's like, oh, okay, that's nice. Then you go like in your car, and you're like, because brilliance is not always necessarily personified as cool. So the fact that he sees what I do, he's along for this journey, he gets to go to all these things that I do and all this great stuff, and in his mind, that's cool. To be smart, to push off your brilliance into the world has now become cool. And what more could you ask for but to have that type of an influence on a human being? And I want to look them in their eyes and tell them they can make a living, mark their living, and make them start living all with their mind. I need them to see that they sat in them seats to hear me speak. All because I sat in that seat night after night, week after week, nights when I was weak, nights when I couldn't speak. I remember one time during this challenge, I came home from a trip performing somewhere, and I don't know what was in the air, but something happened, and like my back was real messed up, and I had to lay in my bed because I couldn't really move for some reason. It was a real odd experience, and all I can remember is on my wall I used to have, well, I still have it because I'm still proud, but the sheet that said a poem every day, no excuses, very large font, very bold letters, and on nights when I was really tired, it would pull me out of the bed. It was magnetized, and it would pull me out of the bed, and I would have to go down there and write. That one night, I just could not move, and I had to take my book, my notebook, and I laid on my back, and I wrote on my back, and the lines was real jagged, and I'm already left-handed, so it's real, you know. But as I'm writing, I'm imagining like the type of strength and dedication it takes to be that locked in, to be that focused to something that people may consider to be just a throwaway genre, or something that, people who are always in their feelings do, or whatever it is that people consider poetry to be. But to me, it means that much that when I'm immobile, even when I have nothing left to give to the world, this is what I still can do. And I look back at that page, I can look back at that poem, remember that moment in life to say, never give up. No matter what it is that's holding you back, no matter what obstacle you have. So night after night, nights when I was weak, nights when I couldn't speak, it's past these 3 minutes. Because I never said I can't, so they won't. It's bigger than these 3 minutes. It took a whole lifetime to figure this out. I had to sit down, write it down, and spit it out, all because when I grow up, I just want to be a poet. I want to look my sons in their eyes and let them know that they have options. I got to come in at 3, wake up at 6, break the bank on gas, photos, shoots, video shoots. Took over half a year to complete a project that only 50 people downloaded, back in that with an EP that only made me $75. What I used that for, took him and his mama to Chili's on a Tuesday when kids eat free. Now that's honesty. That's something that they're missing in their artistry. But I need them to see that it's way more important to see discipline than it is to receive it, and it's way more important to see perseverance than it is to hear it. My sons are not allowed to say, I can't. Only I'm having a hard time. And in those hard times comes hard work, and that's the real victory. Because when I grow up, I just want to be a poet so that my sons can believe in their dreams and not systems. They can believe in themselves and not religions. I don't need them to be all wrapped up in Santa Claus. I need them to understand that they are the gift. I need them to know that 3 minutes can change your life. So while everybody was trying to figure out theirs, I decided to write mine. Thank you for my 3 minutes. I appreciate you.